This is a Tax Refund Services TaxMax first quarter program data entry video for tax season 2016-2017. To help keep the video short, helpful tips and side notes will be made in text. Be ready to pause the video in order to catch all the available information. When the customer comes in with their W-2s, log into taxmax.com. Now on the right hand side under first quarter, you'll click Create Tax Return. Now this is page 1 of our website, and to be honest, this might be the most labor-intensive page on our entire site, and you can see how simple it is. Social Security number, name, address, phone number, and information off of the driver's license. The necessary fields are notated by a red asterisk, but also remember that this is your opportunity to get better information from your customer. For example, these are the phone numbers you're going to use to call them when you've got thousands of tax refund dollars to put in their hand. So use this opportunity to get the best possible phone numbers for your customer. Also, the more good phone numbers you can provide, the faster TaxMax can help get you paid. If we have a question for your customer, we'll call them directly. We don't want to call you and bother you unnecessarily at the dealership. The next screen is the filing status. Single, married, head of household are the three main statuses that we like to see. Head of household is normally a single parent, but it can also be for someone that's in the middle of a pending divorce. If they're claiming children, they can qualify for the head of household status if they've been separated the last 6 months of the year. Married filing separate may sound like a good solution, but trust me, it will kill your customer's refund in most cases. The next screen is for the children. There won't be anything here. You have to click Add Dependent to get it started. We need the child's name, social security number, date of birth, their age as of today, the relationship to your customer from this drop box. Are they a student? Are they disabled? Or neither? Notice it's high school or college student. So if the child's in 3rd grade, you'll click neither. How many months did the child live with your customer? And how much did they spend for daycare for the year? Click Save. If there are multiple children, you keep clicking Add Dependent for each child. Fill in the screen until you've completed. Next, we have our W-2 screen. Again, there won't be anything here. You have to click Add W-2 to get it started. Save yourself processing time by sticking to the fields with the red asterisk on them. Box 1, Box 2, and the employer ID. Our screen is laid out in a very similar fashion to most W-2 forms. Employer ID, Box 1, and Box 2. Do not fill anything else in because it is not necessary for the calculation of the return. Box 12 could change things a little bit, but we're asking you not to enter the information in due to the risk of mistakes. Fill in these 3 fields and move on. Do not combine the W-2s all into one. Enter them separately. Also remember, just like in your real life, if the customer is married filing jointly and both spouses work, we do need both spouses' incomes and W-2 forms. Even though only one spouse may be applying for credit and purchasing the car, we still need both spouses' information for the TaxMax part. When you're completed, click Next. If it's a single parent, there's a couple of easy questions from the IRS with the most common answers in the drop box. Just select the most relevant answer. Now for 85 to 90% of your customers, that's all you have to worry about for the income part, but we are able to handle other customers. For example, if they have unemployment income, gambling winnings, if they cashed out part of their retirement because they needed the income. And closer to the bottom, we have Social Security and disability income, and finally, self-employed customers. Fill in all the W-2s and all the other information prior to this, and then when you get to the self-employed link here, select it. It'll ask you for a couple of easy questions and create a PDF document that you need to send over to TaxMax. Do not send your customer home at this point. We do need to perform a customer interview. We will call you back usually in 15 minutes. However, more often than not, nothing on this screen will apply, so you'll click Next. Same thing with itemized deductions. Dealership employees are more likely to use this for their personal taxes than their customers are. If your customer rents, they're probably not going to need this at all. If your customer is married, that reduces the chances as well. However, if they bring the documents in, enter the information and scroll down and click Next. The website will decide whether or not it's relevant. Same thing with college expenses. We can do student loan interest or credits for tuition paid. 3 years ago, it became mandatory that the school provide a 1098-T form, which is kind of like a W-2 for tuition, scholarships, and grants. Off of this form, we need a couple of easy boxes filled in, and we need to know if the student is in their first 4 years of college or in year 5 and beyond. We need the name of the student, the school, city, state, and zip. Now, the Affordable Care Act page is very simple. For over 90% of your customers, it's either going to be full coverage or no coverage. Just select which one applies. If they had coverage for part of the year, we can help you with that as well. There are several examples, though, that qualify for full coverage. If they bought their own insurance, if they bought insurance through the Affordable Care Act exchange, do they have Medicare or Medicaid coverage? Do they have VA benefits? These are all examples of full coverage. Next, we have our notes box. This is for anything else that you have in front of you that you're not sure what to do with. For example, your customer receives child support payments. Well, for future reference, child support payments don't go anywhere. They don't affect the refund at all. But if you have questions like this, that's what the notes box is for. Next, we can handle your state taxes. Just select yes or no. If you select yes, choose the state that needs to be prepared, confirm to file them or don't file them, and the months that they lived in that state. It's also very helpful if you can provide the school district that the customer lived in. That's not a mandatory field, but if the customer knows right off the top of their head, please put it in. Next, we have the employee discount. This is only for employees. It's 50% off our federal tax preparation fee. The coupon code, though, is for your customer. TaxMax gives you access to a $25 off coupon, which comes off the federal tax preparation fee. Simply update the name, address, phone number, and website on the bottom right corner. It is a Word document, so you can delete the vehicle if you'd like and put in your company logo, and enter this coupon code in our website. There are 3 coupons per page, so make sure that you update all 3 of them, save it to your desktop so you never have to update it again. This is available for download in our Helpful Information and Training tab, as well as our Dropbox.com account. Finally, our dealership incentive fee. This is an optional fee that you can charge the customer on top of our tax preparation fee. We allow anywhere from $0 to $99. Keep in mind that if you charge the full $99, your customer is still expected to be below the national average if they were to file their taxes somewhere else down the street. Finally, how do you want the money to arrive? We recommend on-site check printing, especially if you're doing the refund advance. The reason for that is as each quantity of money is released, you're able to print the check and have the customer come back in to pick it up. If you do the refund advance, you would expect multiple releases of funding for the advance and then for the actual refund itself. That can be a problem if you use the prepaid Visa, because you have to give the customer that Visa card with their refund advance, which is the same card the full refund is going to go on several weeks down the road. Keep things simple and use on-site check printing when you're doing the refund advance. Most customers are going to want to apply for the refund advance, which comes at no cost and with no credit check, so just make a habit of on-site check printing. And on the next screen, you have a link for the client information sheet. Click on this and it'll create a PDF file of our signature package that the customer must sign, and you must send over to us either by fax or email in order for us to get you paid. If we don't get the signatures, we do not know the customer exists and we do not get to work for you. So this is a very important step in the process. Many of these forms are proprietary, so I'm only going to show you a few of them. The first page gives you our email address and our fax number, depending on which way you want to send the information over to us. Our fees and the refund breakdown are disclosed in writing and they are not hidden from your customer. Our website fills out the IRS form automatically for your customer to sign, the primary customer here, and the spouse if they're married. In order to allow you to print the refund checks, there is a bank form. Notice it says do not fax. Please do not send these individual pages over to us. Finally, we have a customer information handout. It's very important that you give this to your customer and impress upon them how important it is for them to be able to track their refund online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This answers some common questions such as where is my refund? Where's my copy of the tax return? What's going on with my state return? And how do I contact TaxMax? Once you fax or email that documentation over to us, we'll get the work on our end. The customer will then show up in our check refund status link, which gives you the ability to both edit and track what's going on with your customer yourself. If you'd like a more detailed explanation of our data entry process, click on the Helpful Information and Training tab, and then click on our webinar schedule. It'll generate a Word document, which will tell you when and how to log in to our webinar classes. The last day that we offer classes this season will be January 14, 2017. Classes will then resume again in October. Thank you for watching, and contact us anytime if you have any questions.